Well, hello and welcome to another old classic car video, and the subject of this one is the old A40, or the ongoing restoration of this Mark 1 Austin A40 Farina. Unfortunately, I've not been too mobile recently, so crawling around underneath a rusty old Austin hasn't been an option, but there has been some progress, so I thought I'd just do a quick update on where things are up to so far. Just to recap, this Mark 1 A40 was bought new from Pikes of Exeter by my great uncle in 1960. The A40 Farina range came out in 1958, the saloon version, which is what this is, with a small lower opening boot lid. In 1959 the Countryman version came along with a split two-piece tailgate, and that was a lot more practical car, and in a way I wish that's what he bought, but it is what it is and it's still here, so it needs doing. Yeah, I've been doing some digging around the back end of the bodywork, poking holes in various rusty areas, cutting bits out, welding pieces in, and started to make some repair panels for it. So if you're interested in A40s or old British cars in general, hopefully there'll be something of interest in this update video. If you've got an A40, it'd be quite nice to hear about it in the comments below. If you want to follow this restoration as it progresses, hopefully, please like and subscribe and just click the notifications bell below this video, and hopefully I'll have a few more updates soon on the progress with this particular car. In fact, I think the sill steps of the originals and the cover sills were just joined on the edges, so hopefully I might be able to keep those original steps. All very greasy in the footwells, but I think I did that once it was laid up. It's probably helped. Just have a quick walk around. I've been rubbing down some of the areas of surface rust just to stop them getting any worse while I deal with the more serious rust that's on there. At least it sort of should help slow down any problems. Like here, you can see here where the lead loading was. Obviously the panel joins there, so there's a lead loaded joint there and another one there, and it's the same on the other side. So hopefully this rust preventer or converter will at least slow down any further rusting in those areas while I have a look at the more dubious areas, which are down here. Now this rear corner had filler plonked on it in the 1980s, and it just stayed like that. But over the years it's gradually rusted behind it and pushed it all out, so that's obviously not great. Unfortunately, I've got some wings which can be used to repair those areas, so that's quite good. But I think the next thing to do is probably to jack it up and just have a look underneath and see exactly what's going on. Okay, she's jacked up and on stands now, so let's go and have a quick look underneath. Often it's the spring hangers that go on these things, so it's not looking too bad under there. They'll need scraping off, same with the fuel tank, but it doesn't look too bad. Rear volants isn't bad. Let's just have a look. So I knew about this bit, like I say, it had been cobbled up with some bits of filler 30 odd years ago, and because the bumper normally hides this, it's sort of out of sight, out of mind a little bit. And while it's been laid up, it's obviously gone a little bit at the back here as well. But it's not too bad. Let's just have a quick look at the front end while it's jacked up. Sills, this bit here I'm not too worried about. Spring hanger looks pretty sound. Surface rust going on, but I don't think there's anything too irksome under there. Sills gone at the back, but they're coming off anyway. Floors are okay, I think. Let's have a look at the other side. So obviously this is going to need to come off somewhere around here, maybe a bit higher up depending what's underneath here, if anything. It still feels solidish. Obviously it's gone there, but it's always worse than you can see. So let's have a look around here. Pretty much the same story, I think. Let's try and get some sort of focus on the scene. So again, spring anchor doesn't look too bad. This section here is all on the replacement wings, so that's not really a worry. Nothing too bad going on there. Let's look at the front spring hanger on the floor on the passenger side. I did actually start to weld in a little repair on this side 20 odd years ago, but I think we'll do that again properly. So it's a bit grubby in there, but I did used to spread and spray a lot of old oil around, so they're made just to help it survive a bit better than it otherwise would have done. It's not perfect, but like the Valance looks pretty solid for one of these. I'm wondering about trying to find a better boot lid, because this one isn't great. It's gone in a couple of places. It's gone on this lower corner here, and it's also gone behind where the number plate was, just around here. So that's going to need chopping out if I'm going to keep the original panel. So I'll have to have a think about that one. Let's see, the other side down there isn't so bad, so I might be able to use that as a pattern and flip it over to repair this corner up here, because the frame suffered as well as the outer skin, which isn't great. But I can't imagine there are too many good spare boot lids out there for these, so it might be a case of fixing what you've got. So there we go. Let's have a quick dig then and see what's going on here. This has been here, like I say, 33 years, so it's probably time it comes off. Yeah. Let's get down a bit lower. That's a pretty sight, isn't it? No great surprises as yet. Really, I'm interested to see what it's like behind, because that's where the new piece would have to weld on to. Little gems hidden away. Don't know what that is or what that was. Cobwebby. Let's just have a look behind this. It's all a bit messy. It's gone through there, unsurprisingly. Yeah. About long here. Something behind it. It's not pretty. My dousings of Waxaw didn't get this far down. This is what happens when nothing's protected, and it gets all the muck thrown up behind here, because the inner wing only comes down so far, and then there's a gap here, and all the muck gets caught up in here, and then it just settles, eats its way that way, It also starts going that way if you leave it long enough and it gets wet enough for long enough. Oh, yep, that's straight through. Not having to try very hard here at all, actually. Yep, it's all crusty. Again, no real surprise. Let's have a go up here. It's obviously not too pretty here near the wheel. How far does it go badly? I could do with seeing what's behind here. I might have to try and get underneath for that. Ooh, super fragile. Pretty much standard for something like this. Hopefully the metal up here is a bit more like it. Because ideally I'd like to leave this hole here, because that's where the bumper, the corner bumper fits on. So it'd be nice if that could stay and sort of go below it if possible. But one thing's for sure, this bit has had its day. So try and get the light. See if we can have a peer up inside. A bit more slave labour being pressed into service. There we go. Young man scraping away, just looking to see where the rot is and where it's just a little bit of surface beneath the original paint. How's it looking there?
It's just laborious work.
It is, isn't it? The joys of old cars. It could be a lot worse, because often this is gone through here, you see. If you press it, there's no horrible crunching sounds. If you give it a press with your screwdriver, if you just push at it, you can listen and see if there's any sort of sounds. Yeah. Seems alright, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Keep up the good work. That's literally all the old wax oil on top of the original grey paint, and then it's the metal behind, so there wasn't a great deal of protection.
Oh, my arm's aching.
What's it like at the bottom corner down there? I think it might be a little bit below there, it might be a little bit holy. That's again where all the muck gathers.
Oh yeah, there's a big hole there.
Yeah. Because there you can actually get your hand behind it as well, and you can feel that you can actually get your hand.
Solid.
You can grab it and it sort of flexes, doesn't it? It doesn't go crunch.
Yeah.
That's usually a good sign. Yeah, I mean that's pretty grotty, that bit, but
It's going down here too.
yeah, well that's why I've got the wing to repair that. But so far this is going okay, isn't it? It's not looking too horrific.
Good.
What's it like if you go prod it up sort of about
I
here,
can't really see with this light here.
where you've got the mud sort of built up on the edge through there?
Yeah.
If you give it the prod,
Covered in.
if you give it the prod test, what's it like? Is it alright?
Yeah. Ugh, mud all over me. Ugh.
Doesn't seem like sound metal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not holy or anything.
Good. Really, it just wants cleaning up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Great job. have another quick look at the back end of the sill, which is looking a bit fragile. Obviously someone's had a go at it in the past. We'll just have a quick look under there. You can see it's looking a bit delicate where it joins the sill, so all that'll have to come off anyway, so fortunately it's not so bad in here. Just wants a bit of a clean up, but yeah, I think time for the angle grinder. I've got surprises going on there. A bit going on down here, which I knew that. But once you get past about here, it's alright. Whoever did the sill certainly like their filler. So there's the remains of the wax oil that I used to pour in from inside, and it got down to about here. So everything below that rotted away, but up here it's actually just still greasy. Unfortunately, I think I'll be able to keep this piece here. I won't have to disturb the spot welds. All being well. Let's have its day. Well, this is the remains of the outer ring. So let's get this off without disturbing this back bit for now, at any rate. So there, it's metal. Sill on top of. It might be on top of the old sill. I've got some new old stock proper ones to go on there, so that's not a problem. I'll just leave that there for now. Quick situation report. So this, I've made a loose start on chopping up the old wing to make a repair panel for here. I've kept the hole, that hole, for the side bumper. So that will go somewhere around there by the time it's trimmed down a bit. That should look pretty handy by the time that's all tickety-boo. Just needs a bit doing under here. But it's alright around this curved piece around the back, which is the important bit. So that's okay. There's a bit down here. All the usual stuff. But otherwise, it's not too bad around here. just clean back some of the original paint and under seal, just to see what's going on. I also did the same over here. It's a bit dark. Let's get some light on the subject. So, yeah, that's fairly original, I think. I've chopped off the bottom bit. I actually thought I might have to join up here, the new piece, but looks like I'm going to get away with preserving this corner, which is what I wanted to do. Yep, so this is all good and proper around here. So I've cut it here, which will enable some small repairs to go on down on this, just this bottom piece here. This isn't too bad. I might have to put a piece in here. Well, I will have to because it's gone there. But it's just a little bit, I can just see a bit of daylight through there, so this is going to probably come off. And I've just about got enough space to get in there. So I think one of the next things will be to take the sill off. Because with that off, then I can clean up this side of the inner sill. Because I know the inside the car, the inner sill is fine, but this outer face of it needs a bit of cleaning up. And again, I've chopped down the wing, so that'll go on here. I'll cut it off somewhere around here, and that'll sneak in there, and it'll all be the right shape again, which will look quite nice. Plus this panel will help me just to recreate how it goes inside there, just to get that right. So all in all, it's coming along. Yeah, the sill will have to come off, but you can see how poorly that sill has been put on, because it doesn't even join up with the inner sill. It barely joins up. If I go round, you can probably see what I mean. It's not a great job. It's not a great job at all, so it would have needed doing eventually. And after 60 years, you can't really complain, because when I get my hand up here, it feels all oily where the wax oil ran down to, but it didn't get this far down, and it had been bodged with filler here anyway. But fortunately, this bit is not so bad. I thought it was all going to be pretty poor there, so I'm quite pleased about that. I've just filed these edges off a bit just so there's no sharp edges going on. Using the very thin cutting discs made life a lot easier as well. So there we go. So that's that end. Ready for a little bit of patchy patch. A little bit more here. And then sill off, I think. There we go. These two little pedal cars will be going back to their rightful owners later. We borrowed them so that Junior could do another one of his little stop-go animation films, which, if we've not uploaded it already, we will be doing shortly. So, one's a very nice police jeep. I'm assuming it's Triang. That's right, yeah, there it says it on the steering wheel there. Just about to see it. It's in lovely condition. Totally original. I'm not very keen on repainting things, so this is exactly as it should be, and just how you like to see it. And the other one, is that Triang as well? Triang or Mobo, I'm guessing. Probably Triang. It seems to be based on a Mark 1 Ford Zephyr. Some nice old stickers on it still. Mr. Mercury for National Benzol. I did a short video about a piece of National Benzol memorabilia only the other day. So whoever had this as a child also got hold of some Mr. Mercury stickers and applied them onto this, and that certainly looks the part. It looks very original. I'm guessing they're both from the 1950s, and yeah, two great little pedal cars, so I'll be sorry to see them go, but go they must.